about to go down.
It's lovely pass, and here he turns cleverly. Can he find a finish? Oh, he can!
Skilled by Joshua, and a return right hand. Good counter right. Bullen is hurt. Second right hand. That clipped him as well. Now he goes in for the kill.
Well, Ricciardo is inching into the lead, and Ricciardo that win the Italian Grand Prix!
Iguodala running the floor.
Still leading the way with Canada in there too, with the Netherlands.
And Musa makes it 4 goals in 2 World Cup matches.
The Monaco Grand Prix! Ricciardo triumphant in Monza.
Through Bowden, Barrett, and an early touch and an excellent.
Sports Orbit. We make the world go round.
Hello and welcome to this wonderful episode of Sports Orbit. As it is, this is the first episode of Sports Orbit for 2022. And I want to say Happy New Year to all our viewers out there. My name is Alpha Acho, your host for today. And of course, Salifu Usman is right here with me. Salifu, Happy New Year and welcome to the first episode of Sports Orbit.
Thank you. Good to see you again this year. Happy New Year. Happy Nigerians. Happy New Year to Nigerians.
All right. In this new year, viewers, we hope to give you more and more exciting topics, more exciting news coming straight from Sports Orbit. First, we'll begin with the NPFL. Of course, there was plenty of drama and action in the NPFL where, of course, the match that everybody was looking out for, the Kano Pillars versus Enyimba match, where Enyimba, under coach George Finidi, actually suffered their second straight defeat. Kano Pillars won that one 2-0. And of course, in other interesting matches, there was actually a goals galore in this weekend's NPFL. Remo Stars are yet to draw points. And of course, biggest winners of the weekend, of course, were Rangers, who actually whitewashed Niger Tornadoes 4-0. But looking at the Kano Pillars and Enyimba match, let's begin from there. I expected Enyimba to go to Kano and at least maybe come out with a draw, considering how they started the season. But lo and behold, George Finidi's tutor side fell once again to Kano Pillars by 2-0.
Yeah, it is obvious that Finidi and his boys at Enyimba are yet to overcome the hangover from the Silver United defeat. I told you after the other home match to Silver United, who actually I hope Finidi will be able to rally his boy around to bounce back and coming in there after that shock defeat.
Well,
yes,
also 2-0.
No doubt River United is not a small team, but losing to River United at Aba was a big upset to me by every calculation. Look at it. We can't compare Enyimba to River United, and when they lost that match, I know that it was a very shocking one for Finidi and his boys. How he be able to rally around his boys and all that different. But unfortunately, he was not able to do his work, and he could not get the boys to side them off and came against Kano Pillars. Because the whole, just like you say, I expected that yes, even as Shimos as Kano Pillars is one of the strongest teams in the NPFL, but the fact that Kano Pillars has not been started well, has not been playing well this season, so we hope that Enyimba will capitalize on that.
Good fight.
Capitalize on the probably secure a draw. And another thing that goes on the fact that Kano Pillars are not even playing at home, they are playing away from home. If you remember, they are playing Kaduna instead of Sanabana Kano. So they said the idea of same as that they are from a family call will not be there. But unfortunately, Enyimba will not be able to capitalize on that issues and because now it is second straight defeat in NPFL match.
Losing 6 points.
Points. Now you know they were neck to neck with Remo Star. Now they have been dropped down. Fortunate for them that even the Remo Star that is still topping the league have not winning their last 2 matches.
But they are yet to
lose. Yes, they just pick point. That means where Enyimba dropped 6 points, they also dropped 4 points.
Yeah, actually.
So that means what is still different of 2 points. So it's still good for them as it stands. But one thing that yes, I hope the judge will be able to get this one against their next match at home.
So looking
And
at
those Shakano players that they are bound up to win, these are their first victory in the season.
yeah, actually, but looking at Remo Stars, for instance, what do you think is working for them? Because they are looking like the surprise package. Some people are already calling them. Could they be like the Leicester City of Nigeria this season? Because they are here to drop points, and no doubt they have a solid coach in Benga Ogumbute, who we all know when you're talking about coaches in Nigeria is a well-experienced coach.
Yeah, they have a veteran coach. Benga Ogumbute is one of the sound domestic coaches in Nigeria in the NPFL. And at the same time, in terms of talk of money, Remo Stars, they are not even lacking in terms of support and terms of money. So they have everything going for them. But to say that they will be a surprise, Leicester City of Nigeria is still quite early, because if you watch their match, if you're looking at their record, they won their first match against MFF 2-0, win the second match against Heartland 1-0. Then the second one, the third match, they draw, 3-3 draw. It was the 3 draw against Nasarawa United. Now the last one, the match, the game number 4, and they were held to 1-1 draw against the Takada FC. So
It was right there in Uyo, so that's an away game.
yes, it's
So one would expect that
it's an away
Takada
game,
will
but
be able to at least get all 3 points against.
yes, but we expect it. But what either you like to not, you give it to Remo Stars that for doing well so far, for starting well so far, because they are just the team that just get promotion to the early day and now begin to top the finish shootout with Nigeria. But remember, this just as a start of the race in the 100-meter race. In the 100-meter race or in the 400-meter race, it's a marathon race. So in the marathon race, you don't expect somebody who just start from the end to expect to finish the race. So definitely, by the time they get to the middle of the race, get to the toward the finishing end, you now discover that who is the boy and who is the man in the league. But definitely to see that Remo Stars will be a surprise package, I will be a surprise winner of the league. I think it is too early to call.
And of course, in another game where we saw plenty of goals was Enugu Rangers versus, of course, Niger Tornadoes right there in Nnewi. That ended 4 good goals in favor of Rangers International of Enugu. What do you seem to be happening to Niger Tornadoes? Someone has likened Niger Tornadoes to almost like Norwich City. They gain promotion, stay like a season, they get relegated. Next season they come back, and I don't know, Niger Tornadoes some years back in the NPFL. I mean, historically, when you talk about Nigerian local teams, Niger Tornadoes used to be a very big name, a very solid name. What could be their problem this time around?
Well, a lot of things could be account for it, whether from support base, financially or any otherwise. A lot of people could be account for that. Sometimes if you don't get the money to buy the right players, it also affected the crop performance. Even getting their promotion to the league was a surprise for everyone. But we expected that the Niger Tornadoes be one of the good forces in the domestic league should be able to maintain their status quo. For instance, their home ground, we used to be water ground.
Exactly.
No matter how you do, whether you get the water ground, you should be less assured that you are going to lose that match. But unfortunately, they have lost that one. The defeat against the Tornadoes, as much as I'm not surprised about, but it is still not to this level.
Yeah, margin was
too wide, and it was a big one for Coach Mekaiba. Who just get it in the red line. But I think for their first start of the match, and then it was a good victory for our Mekaiba, and I hope he'll be able to beat on this match going forward. Because it's just, and maybe Niger Tornadoes needs to get back to the drawing board to ensure that this kind of thing. So far, if you want to maintain your stage, if that's just like you like them to Norwich City of the EPFL, if they don't want to be a Norwich City or be like the Western or be on to sustain to maintain their status, they need to up their game. At least now they are fantastic football administrators. Fantastic football administrators. Even some top shifting of the present NFL board who are personal. Ahmed Friend is the chairman of Nigeria State FA chairman, and at the same time he's also the chairman of the technical committee of Nigeria Football Federation. He used to be the chairman of the free committee, but in as much I'm not saying that he give them a free ball, but at least coming from
You
Niger
know
State,
that at least these are solid administrators.
going from Niger State, you should be able to give them
Exactly.
in terms of support,
Some input. Yeah.
technically or moral support
Yeah.
to ensure that they build the team and we don't leave everything to government. We know the government is probably being sponsored by the government, but even as a citizen and at the same time as a chairman coming from that state, as a chairman of FA or that and a shifting of NPFL coming from that state, it's also a pride on you that if you're putting a club from your state is doing well in the NPFL. So definitely you don't give you. I don't know what the other is bringing to support. If you give me support, I think we urge him to act in what he's doing to ensure that everybody, not just it's one of the top from the North Central.
Exactly.
So should we afford to have the North Central club going back and going off and off and off?
And of course, the match between former champions, reigning champions actually, Aqua United. They were actually put to the sword by National United. It was 2-0 in that one. Any surprise in that one? Well, I didn't expect National United to do that for Aqua United, but here we are, National United defeating champions Aqua United 2-0.
No, I'm not surprised about that. If you that's not
No, I know it's a tough team.
yeah, it's a tough
but
team at the same time. But if you're looking at National United, this is they're
sponsorship, and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.
Sports Orbit. We make the world go round.
We'll come back from that short break, and sorry for that break in transmission, but suddenly go straight to AFCON news now, where Peter Olayinka, the invitee who was called up to replace, of course, Emmanuel Dennis. We all know the situation surrounding Emmanuel Dennis and his call up to the camp, but of course, Peter Olayinka has been called up to replace him, and the young man saying he's actually looking forward to the tournament. I can't wait to give my all. The Slavia Prague forward has scored 6 goals and recorded 2 assists across all competitions for Slavia Prague this season. I really haven't watched this player actually, but do you think his inclusion in, the call up the Super Eagles list was justified? Do you think there are other players who you think would have been in that list other than him?
Yeah, even there was other players who think that could have been on that level like him, but this is an emergency situation.
Yeah.
And in this guy, and just like Coach Mabu rightly said in one of the interviews with the journalists, he said that at this critical stage, you need to find out from players, are you going to be a party? So now
It's so sad that we have gotten position.
Like the situation we are
Exactly.
like the situation we are finding ourselves in Africa. It's supposed to be an excitement for any player to get to any call by his national team. But unfortunately, he has told us that we have to find out.
Like you're almost even begging.
You have to find out from the players. First, are you going because of the time change? Because we need, according to what the European coach has done, you need to give them much more time to that. So, and Peter Olayinka, according to that, was so happy that he has the opportunity to smile on him, and it is sometimes another man can be a blessing this guy for Olayinka, and good opportunity for him. We hope that he'll be able to justify his inclusion into the team. And people, there's more sure, just like you said, I have not watched him very well, but there's a lot has been said about him that he's one of the deadly and very good strikers, and we hope he'll be able to fit in perfectly well for him to be able to be able to justify his inclusion. But just like the young man is sounding so confident that he's going to excel in the AFCON, and we hope it will happen soon.
All right, still on AFCON, of course, where we have got to report that there will be a full media access to the Super Eagles today. Since camp has been open, there has been limited access to media. We haven't really been able to watch their training, but as it is, the media will have time to really look at the boys, have and assess the boys for, as a media, and of course, see what they are doing in training, see how many players, as it stands. How many players are going in camp right now?
As it stands now, we have 13 players following the late arrivals of the arrival of Fukabi.
Yeah.
So now we have 13 players.
Out of how many invited?
Out of 28 invited, we have 13 players right now. And who Ahmed Musa was Ahmed Musa, and even the coach.
I said Ahmed Musa is in the country.
He's in the country. He was in Ghana. He was in Ghana. After the old play the match, he would go out 3 million.
Naira,
So even the assistant coach of the national team is still not even in the team. Coach Yusuf, who is there? By the rank, is even the coach. But was serve as a technical advisor. So Ahmed Salis Yusuf is even the chief coach of the Super Eagles. The chief coach is not even yet. When he played with Kano, he was Kano player yesterday, and now we expect that him and Ahmed Musa will be joining. If they are not joined now, we join the team later today on Friday, and we will expect a whole lot of players who are coming from the EPLs and other leagues to be over to this January 3rd.
Yeah, January
3rd. That is the deadline. That is the date given by the players. A whole lot of people before tomorrow morning. We are going to have a full house. So the full house, and the Super Eagles, they are expected to leave the country on Wednesday. That's January 6th, ahead of the championship. So then we are going to have but from now as we speak, except the team, except the studio from players already not before we came to the studio. What to have in the camp of just starting players. And just like you say, they're going to be a full access of the media to access it, and that will also give me opportunities for a lot of
Exactly.
media
Ask a few
personalities to
questions.
know who are the right players, who are already in the camp, and have access to also ask questions and interact with the players, or also interact with the players, and find out from them how prepared they are for the competition. So this is the good one. Let's see how it's going to be.
If my producer has that video of
What's the number one?
us here, Babon, can we just briefly have it so we can hear what he said? What will you say the attitude of Nigerian players, especially with this invitation, has been is something that Nigeria, I don't, in some quarters, some Nigerians are really not happy because you invite them to come. Yes, you have a few players who, for one reason or the other, can't make it to camp, but out of how many 28 players by 10 January, just having 12 players, not all our players play in England.
At all. It's really unfortunate.
And not forget that a lot of these players were actually in Nigeria for the Christmas and New Year celebration.
Yes. For instance, just like Gabriel mentioned, Ahmed Musa is the captain of the team. He's already in town. But instead of him to come to the camp, Ahmed Musa, ordinarily, if you are able to show, some people are even say is Ahmed Musa even still deserve a place in the national camp. But he's still in the country, but he's failing to join the camp.
They're going to watch his former club.
So sometimes the Nigerian players feel almost above board.
Like they're even doing the country favor.
Right, football. Yeah, I don't really understand why are we getting everything wrong. For this time, yesterday, after you can see their counterpart who also playing the Premier League. Who are genuinely have excuse to stay behind.
Yeah.
But immediately after the match,
you jump on the plane,
straight to the camp. Tell the club hell with you. You can see Sadio Mane. Immediately after the match with Chelsea, him and Mendy move immediately from that spot where they played the match without even going back home, join the plane, and they are already in the camp. But you can be sure that most of the Nigerian players who play in England are yet to join the camp. None of them plays in it.
None of them. So that's why
this guy was on the bench. Truth even they have Iwobi.
Exactly.
But none of them plays it. But they refuse to come in the camp.
Well, so I'm still on AFCON news where the Senegal Football Federation, of course, has slammed Watford for foiling SAR's participation. Rather, of course, we all agree that SAR has been injured for a while. So I think maybe that might be a reason why they haven't released. But the issue with Watford has been really, really surprising. Everybody is complaining. Fine, you are not the only team who is battling relegation with African players. Okay, supposing you don't release these players and you still go on relegation, I hope you know that a player like Emmanuel Dennis, like talking yesterday with a fellow colleague of mine, we're like, Watford might still be relegated, and this same Dennis will move to another club.
It's not my like just like let's say I read some fans. From Nigerian fans, I also have this. You go on relegation.
Of course.
I already casting on the casting swearing for the
and I forgot relegation. And Dennis will leave the club.
Either you like it or not, you go on relegation. And you can imagine. Okay, see, you're not releasing Dennis. The match you are playing with Dennis, you still love the match. So what are you saying? Maybe, and I believe that casting although is already affecting what even though the match they ordinarily would to have even won. Like the match against West Ham, they scored first. They're supposed to have won that match. They still went and lose it 4-1. Now they play Tottenham yesterday. That's why they still lost 1-0. So you can see that maybe if you have released Dennis, maybe the blessing will have come in their favor. So it will be a shame on the Cladoranians. Better refuse to release African players. Yet it's probably still going.
And it will be so sad that maybe the club might be relegated. He will be sacked. And even the Dennis, being their best player, he'll have many suitors already. He has many suitors from other clubs in the Premier League. So if they get relegated, definitely I can say that Dennis will not be at the club.
But at the same time, oftentimes in as much as say it is those clubs that play on players. But in Nigeria, the attitude of Nigerian players sometimes does not even speak well. If a cat and a club is in your contract that you have to go and play for that. But if you show commitment that you want to go and play, I don't think the club can prevent.
No, it happens because, like, from what Egbavon said on the Dent station, and yesterday, One time, Super Eagles players John Ogu on his Twitter handle also said the same thing. He said,
asking to force
yes,
injury.
He said these European coaches, and I know we've had these stories a long time ago. They do this thing very often. In fact, in Dennis' case, he got to a point where Watford were actually even threatening him. In the case of John Ogu, he said when he forcefully went out to play and he came back, he was benched for no reason, not for poor performances. And so some of these things get to these players and they begin to get scared. If I go for this competition, I might lose my place in the team. So, and this is the club that pays you. So, in order for you to keep your place in the team, you just want to just stay put.
But sometimes it also depends. But for instance, like money forces is going to be played. How do you call them? Club. Come on, keep him on the bench. If you keep him on the bench, I think man needs to be catch assured that you get another club. Although this thing you are saying,
because even if there was even a case of Lionel Messi while at Barcelona, where Barcelona once tried to stop it from playing at Tottenham, but in this case, Messi blatantly. But you see, sometimes the stature of the players also, there are players who can actually force their way out. I mean, for instance, a United won't tell Ronaldo that you're not going to Portugal. He would rather leave the club than
Portugal is more dear to Ronaldo than any other club.
Exactly. So for players like Mane, this is one of the biggest players in Liverpool. So for some of these players, Salah and the rest of them, you won't even try it.
I remember in 2016, he also happened to Mikel.
Yeah.
When Antonio Conte, the current when Mikel forced him to went to Olympic. Because Mikel didn't want to go and play Olympic. Conte says no. But Mikel forced his way and went to go and play Olympic. And then it affected Mikel. And that's how Mikel was completely blacked out from the Conte team. When he was man, when Mikel completely was put on the bench. Not that he was not good. But because of that, he forced him to go and play Olympic against the wish of the club, against the wish of the completely put him on the bench, and that affected, and sort of that affected Mikel up to today.
Anyway, move away from that and straight to transfer news, where it has been said that Newcastle are in contact with Arsenal over Aubameyang for a loan move. Will this be a way out of Aubameyang for Arsenal? Because the way it is been completely frozen out of the club, and looks like Newcastle are trying to offer him a new lease of life.
I don't think they also offer him a loan deal, but I believe Aubameyang is still one of the top strikers.
But on current form, will you still rate him as one of the top strikers?
But sometimes situation can affect your form. I strongly believe if this Aubameyang gets a better club, you will discover that he started performing surprisingly. And I hope this AFCON will give him an opportunity to relaunch his career. Yeah. Because he's coming for AFCON representing Gabon. By the time he gets to the AFCON and begin to fire scoring in Ghana, then that will also up his pricing back and off. But I in as much as one of these fans who I like his football, but I don't want wish to see him go to Newcastle, because I see the Newcastle is predictive of him. But I was impressed with Barcelona was asking for a low deal with him, but unfortunately not much has been here about that one. But that I would have preferred that Barcelona move than Newcastle, who are also strongly. But it's appear that the landlord have that the emperor, the new emperor, Michael Arteta has make up of his man to do with this guy. Let's say indiscipline, but what? No Michael Arteta is also having indiscipline problem.
Oh, of course, well, this happens. All right, and of course, Getafe were in the news for ending Madrid's 15-game unbeaten run. Of course, Madrid were unbeaten in the last 15 games until Getafe actually pulled a shock one yesterday by beating Real Madrid 1-0. Initially, when I saw that scoreline, I had a feeling, because it was an early goal, I thought Madrid will somehow come back into the game. But as football is sometimes you concede early in the match, and that's the end of it.
Getafe was able to hold on to that lead end of the game, and even Ancelotti was still totally completely bitter about that defeat. For the first time, I say Ancelotti so furious about the defeat. But even despite the result, they still maintain a wide gap on the league. But Ancelotti about that defeat. It was a good one for Getafe, who are also strong in the league and beating the top league leader. So that was a good result for Getafe yesterday.
All right, on to the EPL, where we'll give you results, and of course, one fixture for today. Results, of course, we also what happened transpired between City and Arsenal. Of course, a lot of Arsenal fans are not happy over that one. They've called it daylight robbery due to, some decisions by the referee which didn't go down well with even the players. And of course, some of the technical side of Arsenal. Of course, it was 2-1 in that one. But I mean, for the first time in a long time, I saw an Arsenal team who took the game to Man City, came out blazing, looked like they were going to steal all 3 points until Man City came back.
Yes, Arsenal actually played that game where though they finally lost that game, but to me, I saw that defeat yesterday owing to the decision of the referee.
Yeah.
Because the referee was intimidating the Arsenal player. Oh, you can give almost about 5 of the players. And if you want to promote the Arsenal player was also on this day indiscipline on the pitch like that, but he was just dashing the yellow card. So even the red card he gave the player was questionable. That's why they heard though. Remember, Man City scored the winning goal 6 minutes extra time. What really happened that they are giving a 6 minutes extra time in the match? The better result the match would have made it was supposed to be a draw. But they were aided by the referee and to ensure that drag the game until they scored the goal, it ended the match. So, well,
in other games, Watford lost down also Tottenham, Crystal Palace lost to West Ham. Of course, Brentford defeated Aston Villa. Looks like Gerrard has tasted 2 or 3 back-to-back defeats now. Of course, Everton not really getting their rhythm. Benitez hasn't been really consistent. Lost to Brighton. Of course, Leeds United back to winning ways against Burnley. Southampton, Newcastle was postponed. Then, of course, Chelsea, Liverpool, many of that match, a classic match. I mean, the first half of that match was something else. Then, of course, United against Wolves. But that match, some Chelsea fans, also generally analysts said that Liverpool were actually lucky to get a point in that one.
But Liverpool scored first.
No, they scored first. They scored first. But Chelsea came back to the game. At the point, it was looking like Chelsea were going to run away with all 3 points in that one.
Well, it was a tough work. I said that to me, the team they play out their best. But the winner, the ultimate beneficiary of that match was Man City.
Yeah,
Man City after getting the 3 points against Arsenal, now benefit and battle points from the match they didn't play. So the draw yesterday, it was a victory for Man City. Now they are able to wide up.
At this point in the season, So of course tonight the match for tonight will be United versus Wolves. You see United continuing; they are yet to lose a game since under Ragnick. Wolves are always not an easy team to play, but playing at Old Trafford, you see United getting all 3 points in this one.
Well, even as small as Wolves is also pushing for other teams. United are ground. They think the organization will in this match. I think they will get this match.
Right, viewers, at this point, this is where we slam the brakes on this first episode of Sports Orbit for 2022. Salifu, once again, thank you for being on this show for the first episode of the year 2022.
Thank you for playing.
All right, viewers, until we come your way tomorrow with another bigger and exciting package of Sports Orbit. Stay safe out there, and it's bye-bye from here.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.